Hello. So today we're going to be building a commit Nox hover. Before we get into it, I need to make two quick announcements. One, I have a Discord. The link will be in the description. Two, in a few days, I'm going to be making a clan. Anyone can join, but for clan wars, it would be ideal if you were a decent player. I don't care too much about gear. The main goal is to just have fun, but winning would be nice. We'll be playing both EU and NA sessions, and we can have different teams for the different regions if people don't like playing on 100 ping. So I don't care where you're from. If you want to play clan wars, join up. The Discord will also be the clan code. So on with the build. I'm going to be using the battle pass Nox because no one should have a mass power Nox unless they've just random fused it. So I'm going to be, player friendly here. We're using a Jackie, an unfused Odin, the commit from the battle pass. I think this is the battle pass fuse, and a Colossus. I'm using mass power because this doesn't have power fuse, Cyclops and Yeti. I'm not going to be building this in the new style of hover with the cab in the middle. I'm going to be doing the old school kind of way with the cab in the back. So I should be able to whip this up pretty quickly, I'd imagine. Also, our co-driver will most likely be Jay. So we'll get started with the frame. Most of these hovers use a pretty similar frame. You have 2x6. You have one pin there. Same thing on the other side. And on the rear, you usually do a 2x4 or something. I like that. I like that. But with 3x3s existing, you can just use a 3x3. And then you grab 1x8 heavies and have them coming off like this. You grab a 6x4 light. Do something like that. This is pretty much the layout for most hovers, like this style. You can do little things different here and there, but for the most part, this is like your bread and butter. And we'll also be using Icarus 4s, the reds, because every hover nowadays is on reds. And this is pretty much your hover layout for most hovers. Again, you can change little things here and there, but for the most part, this is pretty much how every hover like this looks. And then we can start with like adding the components, like Jackie. Now I realize that a lot of Nox hovers look a little bit weird, or they're usually backwards, and that's because the Nox doesn't have any pins down here. So your Jackie, it's not going to be on cab, because the Jackie should be up one pin. So yeah, this is why I could build it backwards, but I feel like if this is like people's first time seeing a normal hover being built, then they probably want to see it normally first and not backwards. So I'm just going to stick with this and I'll see what happens. Grab the Odin, just chuck it under here for now. Doesn't matter too much. Yeti will be back here somewhere. We can change this to a 2x4 just so we can put the Yeti in between it. Something like that. You can even go one lower like this. Cyclops. Show you where to put that in a sec. And commit. Now most things you want like on cab or whatever, but usually most weapons have like long barrels and you can use the gun armor to limit it, but the commit has such a short barrel that we might need to have this forward so that we can actually lock it properly, but I'll leave it there for now. I'll put it one pin on the Colossus. And now we can start with just the general armor. We'll start with the hover armor. What I like to do is grab a buggy corner, something like that, and grab a puncher. And on the other side, you can grab your Cyclops. What you can do is you can just switch this for like a flaming trunk. Similar size. We'll do flaming trunk for this one. Similar size to the Cyclops, so we won't get too confused with things. Then we grab our bumpers, because the key thing with these hovers are bumpers. So snowplow is a classic. You can use icebreakers, but they can be pretty annoying to work with. So use snowplows. Grab the side with all your pins. So all the pins along the side in there, or your front facing pins facing the front. Because the commit's so low, we'll have this down. This, have it in line with the frame there. We might pull it out, we'll see. Grab a mounting bracket and have it in the middle like that for now. Same on the other side. You can grab a gun mount. Like this. You can grab buggy trunks. Like that. Grab a keen. Bang. Now I'll fix this because OCD. It needs to be perfect. Then grab a bull bar. Have them like this with like one pin on the bracket, and then you should be able to grab an elbow and chuck it in like this. Yeah. And if you grab a catheter, same on the other side, and then we'll leave it there for now. We'll leave that there and we'll continue on with stuff down here. Now I want this like skid gear to be out more, so we'll flip these gun mounts around and push these pins out so we get something like this. Might actually have this upside down like that. Like this. And then what we want is we want stuff to come out here and then an ammo box here. And then maybe connected to stuff down here. Actually, we'll do that next because first we can grab a death fender. Same on the other side. And then a power slide, I think should fit right in here. Yeah. All right, and then we'll continue on with the stuff up here. So we need something that goes maybe like this. We can push these out a pin if we need the space, but for now we'll have it in. These don't need to be connecting down here, but if we can, why not? We can actually use a thorax here, I think. Do something like that. Something else I like to do on these hovers is grab light frames and have them out like this. Like that. It's good for putting stuff like helicopter wings on. We can get rid of those if we need pins or space. Okay, to start armoring the center, I think what we're gonna do is grab a car jack, chuck it down there, grab a captain's bridge, chuck it there, and then in that massive hole there, we can just grab a horo, I think. Put it there. Now we'll grab some pass-through parts, probably bonnets, and flip them, put them next to here, so we get some pins for pass-through parts out here. So I've done some trial and error. What we're going to do is we're going to remove this wing. We're going to put a small buggy floor here and then a normal buggy floor like that. Say on the other side and like that. We'll also change the co-driver back to, not back, but we'll change the co-driver to Yuki because we need tonnage. We can remove these elbows for the awesome super meta parts. This, I can't remember how I had it, but I think we'll see. And then we'll grab thoraxes. I think it was on the last pin of the cab, like that. Yeah. And we'll move the ammo boxes out one pin. And then we'll continue with the armoring around here. All right, what we'll do is we'll put some cover plates here. Put them out a pin. All right, this is probably pretty much done. We're at tonnage and mass. There is more things I want to add. This is a very weird build, I will say, because the commit size and the weight of everything means you need to build it a bit differently. Since we're coming up short on mass, what I'm going to do is remove the bonnets here so we can have ammo, the Yeti just up there somewhere so that we can put our Pandora. And then we still have 100 mass, so we could find something to chuck in there. What we'll do is we'll grab these plamadas here, just have them covering the Jackie. We don't have a lot of mass, so anything is better than nothing. And this will take us to tonnage. So I think that's probably the build done. We can like make this a lot smaller and put more armor here, but I really don't care enough. This will do. And now we paint it. All right, and after painting it, make sure you change your keybinds. You can probably put Nox on the same key as commit and the Yeti on whatever. I could make this better. Like I could change these for something lighter, change the horo for something lighter and get rid of the stuff on the front here and then have more side armor, but it's fine, right? I guess we're just gonna have a lot of frontal armor, aren't we? And instead of checking out if there's anything wrong with the build in the garage, just go straight into a match. All right, run EU servers on Broken Arrow. I think what I should do is make the gun armor like more tighter, but for the sake of this build, I'll just leave it how it is. I love how the commit just finds generators. It doesn't matter where they are on the build, it'll find the generator. Bro, what? What is it with this guy and spamming his horn? Man, I love being able to play the game. Just saying. If I get hit by this guy spamming the horn one more time, I swear to God. Okay, just took a gun off. third Odin this match. That's my last shot. I love how commit is still busted. I know Nox is kind of helping it, but commit is still really strong. We're on Clean Island on NA servers. Shots might actually be easy to land this time. Okay, like, you see what I mean? Like, it just finds generators. Obviously that guy's build probably isn't very good, but I still just shot center mass and found a generator. 78 damage. Okay, that shot, I don't even know where that went. I need to get closer, bro. It's so hard to hit shots at this range. The commit is still ridiculous at finding generators. It's actually insane. You can kind of notice the damage difference when it comes to just shooting like cabins and guns. But when it comes to finding Jackies and Odins, it's still ridiculous. Alright, this time we're on bridge. Good thing I love using the commit at long range. Makes it really easy to hit things. I don't know where that shot's going. There we go. Okay, bad aim. No, I did 1200 cab damage twice to this guy and he's still fine. Oh my god, bro. Did I not just hit his cabin? Like, how does that only do 25 damage? Oh my god, what is this? Okay, do I need to make a video telling people that they shouldn't be doing this? I guarantee his, like, reasoning is, oh, so I have one for long range and one for close range. Okay, we are once again on bridge. The map variation is awesome. Pretty sure the last map I had bridge like 3 times as well. How good. Okay, dude. Oh, we don't have a Doppler. I was gonna say, how is darkness not on? Oh, of course you're here. Wait, my reload's gone, I think. No? Yes, it is. Nice shot. No way. Bro, what is this, man? This guy's such a bitch. Okay. Well, that was thrilling, wasn't it? Okay, well, you won't believe me, but we're on bridge again. Except this time we're on NA servers. I love bots. Found someone's Odin. Alrighty, you're on Sinto City on NA servers. This is probably going to be my last match. I'm most likely using this build wrong. I feel like what you should do is preserve the Nox perk and go for like generators only. I'm still using it like a Scorp alternative. But you know, it doesn't really have the damage that it used to have where you can do that. Nice shot. Nice. Surprised that didn't pop him. Yeah, but I hit that, don't I? That's literally just like, it's the pinnacle of playing on high pings. You miss the easy shots, but you hit stuff like that. Where is Spaz, bro? Nice. Cool. What an entertaining last match.